The Hornets take on the Jazz, 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off in Utah. The Jazz are laying 12 points at home, totals 228 and a hook. And if you like the Hornets in an upset on the road here, they're plus 550 on the money line. Now we're 3-1 in our last 4 board member tier package picks on my website. We also won 5 out of our last 8 board member tier package picks on that very same site as well. And not only do board members get access to my exclusive board member tier package picks, board members also get access to every single premium pick that I give out on that website through the end of February. Now the Hornets have been pretty good against the number lately. They're 4-2 against the spread in their last 6, 70% against the number in their last 10. The Hornets are in the top 10 in offensive three-point percentage, and they also rank in the top 10 defensively in points allowed. Gordon Hayward scoring 21 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Meanwhile, Terry Rozier's dropping 21 a night himself, along with 4 boards and 3 assists as well. Should have some pretty good pieces still available here tonight, even without Devontae Graham in the lineup here. Now they're taking on a Utah team who, despite being arguably the hottest team in the NBA right now, they find themselves coming fresh off a 116-112 loss to the Clippers in their last outing. And surprisingly, guys, the Jazz rank in the bottom 10 in the NBA in fourth quarter points allowed at home. Now, total-wise, 3 out of Utah's last 4 ball games stayed under the line. Charlotte saw 3 out of their last 6 stay under the posted number themselves. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Charlotte Hornets plus 12 and the under 228.5. Next matchup, it is going to be Heat versus the Thunder, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Miami Heat's -6 on the road, totals 213 flat. Now, in my opinion here, guys, this is somewhat of a larger number for Miami to be laying. With regard to their road performance this season, the Heat's been victorious in just 6 of 16 away games, and they rank in the bottom 3 in the NBA in offensive rebounding. Miami scoring just 106 points per contest on the road. They're going to have to go to work again without Goran Dragic. Also, keep an eye on Tyler Hero, as he's been listed as questionable for the Heat. Now, they're taking on a Thunder team who, believe it or not, they've gone 6-3 against the number in their last 9 ball games, 70% against the spread in their last 10 meetings with Miami. OKC's in the top 5 in defending the 3-ball, and they're also led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's scoring 22 points a game along with 5 rebounds and 6 assists. Meanwhile, veteran center Al Horford scoring nearly 15 a night himself, along with 6 boards and 3 assists as well. Now, total-wise, 7 out of OKC's 13 ball games at the Chesapeake this year got over the number, 4-1 to the over in their last 5 meetings with Miami. Meanwhile, the Heat's 3-1 to the over in their last 4 ball games themselves, 9-7 to the over when they travel. I'm going to lean toward yet another underdog in this one. Give me the OKC Thunder plus 6 and the over 213. All right, next ball game, it is going to be Blazers versus the Suns, 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off in the desert. The Suns are -6 with the total at 227. And if you like the Blazers in an upset on the road here, they're plus 210 for some money line cash. Now, the Blazers are 8-2 straight up in their last 10 ball games, 80% against the number in those contests. Portland's also one of the better road teams in the NBA right now, 10-5 straight up when they travel, 73% against the number in those road games. The Blazers are in the top 3 in scoring, top 5 in three-point percentage. Damian Lillard scoring 30 points a game along with 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Meanwhile, Gary Trent Jr. is also scoring 15 points a game himself, along with a couple of rebounds as well. The Blazers are making 41% of their three-pointers on the road. That is certainly a dangerous statistic there. They're taking on a Suns team who, hey, I get it, they're playing some very good basketball right now themselves. Although, they did lose 5 out of their last 6 ball games hosting the Blazers. So if you're into historical trends, it's certainly leaning toward Portland. Phoenix certainly struggling with the Blazers within their recent meetings over the past season or so. Now, Phoenix is in the bottom 5 in the NBA in fourth quarter scoring at home. And when it comes to the number in this one, Phoenix is 3-0 to the over in their last 3, 6-1 to the over in their last 7. Meanwhile, 4 out of Portland's last 6 got over the total themselves, 60% to the over in their road games. I'm going to lean toward the Portland Trailblazers plus 6 and the over 227. Next contest, Wizards versus the Lakers, 10 p.m. Eastern start time. The Lakers are minus 6 with the total at 225.5. Despite a little bit of a skid here recently, the Lakers are still in the top 3 in points allowed, top 3 in defensive rebounding. LeBron James is scoring nearly 26 points a game along with 8 boards, 7 assists. Meanwhile, Big Trez Harrell, he's scoring over 13 a night himself along with 6 rebounds. The Lakers allow just 105 points a game. They're taking on a Washington team who's winning just 38% of their road games themselves, and they give up nearly 120 points a game on average. The Wizards are in the bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. They also find themselves making just 33% of their 3 balls on the road. Now, total-wise, Washington is 70% to the under in their last 10 ball games, 9-4 to the under when they travel. Meanwhile, the Lakers saw their last 3 straight ball games stay under the line themselves, 61% to the under overall for the season. I'm going to lean toward the LA Lakers minus 6 and the under 225.5. All right, next ball game here, guys. Working a little bit backwards here, but the next game I'm going to cover here is Bulls versus the Rockets. And like I said, we're moving backwards here, so that's going to be an 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Bulls are the 1-point favorite in this matchup here. Total's 227 flat. And speaking of the total, speaking of the number here, 2 big-time scores for both teams won't be in action here tonight in Markkanen and Oladipo. Lauri Markkanen's the Bulls' second leading scorer, responsible for nearly 20 points a night. Meanwhile, Victor Oladipo gets over 18 points a game with the Rockets himself. Now, Houston is 10-1 to the under at the Toyota Center this season, 60% to the under in their last 10 meetings with Chicago. Meanwhile, the Bulls saw 2 out of their last 3 contests stay under the line themselves. So I'm going to lean toward the under 227 in that matchup there. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our next and final ball game for the show. I'm talking about Grizzlies versus the Mavericks, 8:30 East. The Mavs are minus 5, numbers 231.5. Now, the Mavericks have gone 7-0 to the over in their last 7 straight, 9-5 to the over at the American Airlines Arena. Meanwhile, Memphis went 8-1 to the over in their last 9 ball games themselves, 8-3 to the over when they travel this season. I'm going to lean toward the over 231.5 in that ball game. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website, where we are 3-1 in our last 4 board member tier package picks. We also won 5 out of our last 8 board member tier package picks on my website as well. I'm going to lean toward the Charlotte Hornets plus 12, under 228.5. OKC Thunder plus 6, over 213. Portland Trailblazers plus 6, over 227. LA Lakers minus 6, under 225.5. I'm also going to lean toward the under 227 in the Bulls-Rockets game. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to lean toward the over 231.5 in the Grizzlies-Mavericks contest. And with that, guys, just one final reminder that the content on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. We don't make any guarantees of any kind. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into some shout-outs to our top 10 YouTube commenters over the past couple of days or so. Shout out to Lyrical Travesty, Cruz Luna, William Smith, King Jackson, my man George Sylvia, Hamza Katak, Carter Brown, G. Wright, Sonny P. And last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my man, Sebastian Weinberg. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And have yourself a good one now.